All right. Hi, everybody. It's Jill Blanchett with Green Thumb Stampers. I am here for my weekly live. What? Some didn't work. All right, let me look. Am I live? I don't think I'm live. Well, let's see. Yes, I'm live. Okay. You guys, it gave me an error. I'm so sorry. It gave me an error, said that I had some unsupported thing going on, so I didn't think that I was live, but I am. Apologize. Let's get going. Again, I'm Jill Blanchett with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm here for my weekly live, and I don't have any housekeeping for you this week. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I will explain it while I get going. Let me get going because I'm late. Hey, Christy, how you doing? You guys, let me know where you're hopping on from. And let me turn my camera down. I told you guys that I was not going to be on tonight, or I was going to be late, and then, faked you out. I'm here. I decided to only do a little bit of my running today, and I'll do the rest tomorrow. I lost a whole day getting ready for I put my retired paper out online, and boy, that's a job in itself to keep up with that. Here's the card that I came up with. I tried to zoom in, but it doesn't look like on my computer I zoomed in very far. But here's the card I came up with. And then we're going to open it up, and it's going to just kind of open like this far. And then inside there's the little mechanisms to hold the trees. And then I left this side for like writing on. And I'm assuming we're going to get it to stand up kind of like this. So it'll stand, kind of like this. I reinvented the ones that I'd seen. I was trying, this is on the ones I'd seen, was normally like a flower pot with lots of ferns and plants and things. And I just wanted it to be more seasonal appropriate for right now. So I grabbed my polar bear stamp, and rather than make it a Christmas card, I turned it into just a birthday card. Oh, Christy, you're in Ludington. What's your weather today? Got lots of snow. Did it melt? So I'm going to get you guys going. And I am going to show you our pieces. We're going to use the paper that is retiring out of the catalog, the mini catalog. This is the paper that Stampin' Up gives money to Toys for Tots. For every package sold, there's $3 goes to Toys for Tots, called A Walk in the Forest. It's really cool. It coordinates the punch here with the polar bear punch that goes with the Beary Cute stamp set. This is just real pretty paper. I won't show you the whole thing. We're going to get going. Debbie, did you get to see the card? Uh-oh, Patty, where's our host? Do you not see me? Uh-oh. So I'm going to keep going. I'm thinking you see me, and maybe Patty got on when I was having issues. So here's our card. Patty, we talked about doing one of these before, and as I said, with the flower pot, and it had ferns and plants and stuff coming out of it. I think you've made it. You've made it a couple times and got me interested in it. So we're going to use that A Walk in the Forest. We've got some garden green. And I'm going to start with those two. So we're going to, this is the Jill version of this card, because when I wasn't trying to package stuff, I was working on this mechanism and stuff in here. And so I made it the way that it worked for me, rather than spending my time searching on the internet for it. So I gotta bring my trimmer in. You're going to take an 8.5 by, let me open my little arm, 8.5 by 5.5 piece of paper. And we're going to just score it at 4.25 on this one. Let me get my little instructions up here so I can make sure that I'm following them along. We're going to score at 4.25. I'm going to try and go slow. I've been so hyped up the last couple of days. I couldn't sleep. I can't barely make a complete sentence the last couple of days with the selling the stuff, and my PayPal locked me out. Said that I wasn't doing it right with taxes and stuff, and it won't let me sell anything else. And oh Lordy. So I've just been hustling around working on that. Then we have another piece of paper that is 5.5 by 4.25. We're going to score it at 1/4 inch. I'm going to go this way just because I can control the paper better. And 2 inches. But you guys will be glad to know that I have gotten rid of most of that paper that's been down at your feet when you're at the Stampin' Boss machine. So burnish these folds. But I also wanted to tell you that when I looked online at the updates this week for, and that challenge sale, demo challenge. Oh Lordy, I just did it the wrong way. See, that's what happens when I'm trying to be proactive. And let me get another piece. I'm talking. I'm talking and trying to not take up a lot of extra time talking. And I'm a talker. So I'm going to cut this down again. We need this one to be 5.25 or 5.5 by 4.25. So I was looking at the updates, and if you're a demo and you, oh no, it wasn't the updates. See, I'm confused again. 4.25. It was that challenge that I'm in, the training challenge thing that I'm in. We had one of the home office girls, Elizabeth. She was on our meeting last night. So now I'm going to score this at 1/4 or Monday night. And she had the glass mat. And so anybody who was on stage got to see the glass mat. And then I'm going to score at 2. Wait a minute, I want to score this in half. So we're going to score it at 2 this way. So I got 2 and 2 and then 1/4. So that makes my 4.25. So you saw the glass mat at on stage presentations. Well, she talked about it a little more in depth on Monday night. I'm going to burnish these folds. And she said, we will be able to pre-order it. And they don't have a lot of them. So if you want one, she highly suggests that you pre-order it because they're only going to offer it to the people who sign up to be, now we're gonna glue this piece right here, and we're gonna glue the two together. It's only gonna be available during celebration for people who sign up to be a demonstrator. So anybody watching me right now that's not a demonstrator, if you are interested in this super awesome glass mat from Stampin' Up, then you have to join during celebration. But they said, don't plan on them having extras after celebration. If they do, they will probably put them on the supply item list and then you could get it. But she said she doesn't even know if they have one like for every demo. So again, if you want it, and then it comes with a cleaning cloth, very nice cleaning cloth, and a tray that's divided up that you can mix up paints or your whatever, and that's a nice silicone tray, and you'll get all that with the glass mat. So I just wanted to tell you that. If you have any questions, you can message me about the glass mat, but I wanted to remember to tell you that. And the pre-order starts on December 5th. And also with that pre-order comes pre-earn, which means you'll earn celebration items, but they won't count toward your celebration sales. That won't start till January. All right, so we've glued all this together, right? And I'm done talking now. That was what I needed to tell you. And I probably should have just told you at the beginning and saved myself all that anguish. So now we're going to glue on 2 pieces of pattern paper. I've cut these to 1 7/8 by 5 3/8. You can cut them down on the quarter if you want. And go from there. Oh, Reedy's on my little cookie baker. She's been compiling. We're going to make Christmas cookies, or yeah, not necessarily Christmas cookies, but we're going to make cookies this weekend when we go up to my mom's as a family. And so she's picked out the flavors she wants. I can't come up with any flavors that I want, so I think I'm just going to go with flavors that she's picking, other than maybe a basic chocolate chip or something, but maybe like a cowboy cookie. So I'm going to glue these 2 pieces. Everything we're doing now is on the inside because this is going to fold up like this. Okay. I'm just gluing these on kind of to get them out of the way. We have move that out of the way. Piece for this side that I've cut at 4, I think I went to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 again to keep them. I tried to cut my piece to have that tree in the middle. It was kind of wasteful on the piece, but I didn't want too many bears in this background. Reason. Debbie wants monster cookies. My mom is the queen of monster cookies, so if I can get her to partake, we'll make some monster cookies. Otherwise, I can make some when I get back home, Debbie. I'm going to glue that piece right there. And we're going to wait on this side for now, and we're going to work over here. So I've got my little mechanism, and then I have 2 others. This piece is 6 1/4 inches by 1 1/4 inches tall. I'm not gonna go through it all. I'm just gonna tell you, I scored it at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 3/4, and 5, because I want to make a box. And this is where I just kind of went with my own thing. There might be a certain way that you can glue all these onto this paper and have it work. I just went and made the whole box first. So I'm going to glue this together. My brain was just not grasping the any other way to do it. So now we're going to not glue this on yet because I'm finding that getting my fat fingers in this little hole here to glue these other ones on is not really all that hot for me. So I'm going to build before I glue on. So then I have this white piece that is a 1/2 inch wide by 2.5 inches long. And I've done the same thing. I scored it at a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, and 2. Now, if you don't want to score it, feel free to just wad it up like that. Just bend it until they're all looking like they're the same size for you. It kind of, I'm going to say, does matter if they're not scored or folded in the right spot. It'll be a little kitty wampus, but it'll work. Okay. Then this is going to go on here. And I want this one to go on here, on this side. And so I'm just going to glue it onto the side for now. And I'll glue it onto the card in a minute. Again, like I said, I found this to be what was going to be. And you could even flatten it and flatten it again and kind of like hold it to get it to stick. All right. Then I've got one more. And this one is a 1/2 inch wide by 1 3/4 inches long. And let me show you. When I don't know if you can see down in, no, you can't really see down in there. This tree in the middle, it didn't want to stay in there. So I needed to glue it to something. So I decided to make one of these boxes, but it was still too big. So I needed to make a tinier, a thinner box. So that's why I've got a score at a 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch, and 1.5 inches. Let me glue that together and I'll show you. I'm missing everybody. Oh, we've got cookie talk, so. And I'm going to smush that down to hold that together for a second. If I missed anybody coming on, Kathy, Mom, Debbie, Reed. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Anybody new that I might have missed? So now I'm going to glue this piece inside, and this is where I said my man hands don't get in there very well. So I'm going to put a little glue on the skinny part and then a little glue on one of the longer parts because I'm going to glue it right inside there. And we can flatten it again. Hold it. And then now, see that in there? Now I've got just a, oh man, did I not put enough glue on it? Did I not wait long enough? Let's try it again. Hold on. Now I've got a little thin one that I can put glue on the back of that tree and stick it to the back of it, and then it's not going anywhere. You don't want to mass produce the cookies, Debbie, or this card? All right, it doesn't want to stick. I must not have it up in the corner far enough. See, that's where I'm saying my little man hands can't. Let me try it again. I got to get it up in the corner so that it goes with the fold of the card. There we go. I should have done that to begin with. Push that into the corner. This is the only real putsy part right here, Debbie. And again, like I said, there could be an easy peasy way to build these. And I just don't know it. All right. So now we're going to glue the back and the side. All right. Hopefully I got this one close enough to the edge, the little white one. Want to make sure they're right. And then we're going to just glue this in place, and I'm going to fold it down and give it a hot second to dry. Oh my gosh. Brett's on again with us tonight, Debbie. I'm going to put him to sleep. Okay, so there, can you see now? There's our little mechanism there. It's also a handy pencil holder or glue holder or whatever you might need holder. And I'm just kidding. So now I'm going to bring in my little wavy trim here. My resident creative director wasn't thrilled with the wavy trim. Could leave it off, but I just thought it jazzed this little piece up. He wanted me to put a vertical happy birthday on there, but I couldn't find one. So if you have a vertical happy birthday, put it right here. I am going to just put this wavy trim here. Could put 2 lines of wavy trim. I think I need 2 pieces. I'll keep with 1. Can you see that? You force him to listen. Well, maybe he can get in another little nap. I'm going to try 2 pieces. I'm going to put 2 on this card. So let's cut that off. And on this wavy trim, we just want to put a little bit of glue along the center. There's like a seam down the center. We're just going to put a little bit of glue on that center seam. And I'll put a little bit on this. Side. And I'll cut one more and we'll put over on this side. Shake this one up. We'll create this one a little bit on the fly here. Flip it over where we can see that seam up the trim a little bit better. Helps you, you'll see it if you look at the back side, or you look at both sides, I should say, you could see where the seam kind of shows. And let's see, we'll put it on this little line here. Oh, that one I cut longer than the other one. That one shrunk. Let's cut this one down to match, same height, so they both look like they. All right, so we got 2 strands on this one. Now we can go ahead and stamp our trees. So I've got my old olive, my pretty peacock, and my garden green. And did I probably didn't even show you the stamp set, did I? The Very Cute. The bears and the tree are in the set. So let's get, and I'm going to show you something else. This tree and this bear, I've seen people having issues when they peel them off. I don't know if the production has just gotten too close to the edge or something. but when they're peeling it, it's ripping, tearing. You can still stick it back down on your block, but if it happens to you, I'd contact Stampin' Up. But just note that they're hollow in the center, so they're not very easily removed from the block that way. They so we're going to do our pretty peacock first. Like that. And then we need an old olive. And we need a garden green. All right, so now I'm going to peel this off. But like I said, kind of like help it off the block, because if you get here and you start pulling, you could rip it off right there, or who knows where you could rip it. Just be careful, right? So now we're going to do the centerpiece. Got garden green. And what I'm just going to kind of, oh, I need some more. Look through there, make sure that it appears to be all within the outline. Put that away for now. Now we'll go over to some old olive. And I am pressing very hard because I don't have any foamy stuff underneath me. And I want to make sure that I'm getting the whole image. You don't have to press this hard normally. Because a lot of times on these, when you press too hard, then you'll get that shadow around the outside. All right, so we're done with our trees. And now let me close that up. So now we're going to fussy cut these out. We've got our 3 trees. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the old olive one to the back. So let me get out my sample so I could see how far over I went. And what I did, I cut off just a little smidge of it down here. Again, remember, this is just me making it work for me. And then I glued it on like that. I probably need to straighten that line up though, or our tree will be crooked in the pot. Or not. I'm not getting it straight. Lord Almighty, who taught me what straight is? I must have slept through that class. Okay. So can you see my little square here? I'm going to put some glue on the back, and then I've got this branch hanging over my box. So I'm going to put a little glue down here. Oh, actually, let's just put the glue on our little box. And then we're going to just glue our tree on there. You can shut it to make sure it's going to be in the right spot. Like so. And now that one's on our little stand-up mechanism. And then now we can go to this guy. And I'm going to do the same thing, but like different. So I'm going to cut, give him a little cut, because it's going to slide in there and stick to the back. So we need like a 1/2 inch slit. One cut on both sides. So we can slide it in our little all right, so I'm going to just whack this piece off because it keeps getting caught. And then we can just make sure that it's going to slide in there. And I probably want to trim that off just a smidge at like a V so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, and then so now it's, can you see he's kind of riding on that little mechanism in there, but I'm going to glue the back of this so that it doesn't come out when the card opens and closes. And you can play with that positioning, because again, you see I may need to trim a little bit of that, but I'm not gonna. Yes, I am gonna, because it still wants to catch. We're gonna put it all the way to the back. We're gonna close it and let it stick for a second. And then now we have 2 trees sticking up. And then this third guy, he's just gonna go in the front. And I'm gonna put it all the way like down to the bottom. And glue them on down here. Push it closed. And of course you can position your little trees wherever you want to put them on here. So now there is our tree part. Isn't that cute? It's not completely my idea, but this is how my brain did it, so I'm calling it my idea. So now on the other side of the card, this is where I'm leaving space open to write. Okay, so I cut out, not yet, I didn't, sorry. I know you guys love to watch me fussy cut, but I had extra paper, so I'm going to cut this tree out. And then I got a couple of the, I made them obviously into brown bears. And my resident creative director said it needed a little bit of brown or grass, but I didn't want grass. I wanted weeds, kind of tumbleweedy looking stuff. So I'm going to put it all down and then we will kind of stamp around him. So I got some pecan pie. I got my 2 bears. Let's see if I get a block big enough to get them both at one time. In my pecan pie ink. Now you could do these on white and color them. You could punch it out of the paper. All kinds of different things, but I just stamped them like that and cut them out. Unfortunately, guys, I did not make these ahead of time. So we will fussy cut them quickly. And if this was a video, I would pause right now and come back and show you the beauty of how quick I can cut and show you the end result when it's on pause. still, these are my decent scissors. Still got to take all my other ones that I have out for class and stuff. I got to take them and get them sharpened. No sense in buying new when it's probably a little cheaper to get them sharpened, but save the landfills and stuff of scissors. All right, we'll cut this little guy out. I was upstairs eating dinner and I was freezing to death. So, of course, I made a cup of coffee to bring down. And now standing here in front of these hot lights. I guess they're hot. I didn't think they were supposed to be hot. Might be stressed. My sweat from the stress of knowing you guys are watching me. Yeah. So who's got the most snow still on the ground? I think a lot of ours melted today. I had to go to the post office and it didn't look as bad out. It was sun shining. Probably Mom and Christy got the most. All right, so now we got our two bears. And what I did was I got my W1, my warm gray, and I'm just going to put a little bit under my bears. And then I'm going to bring in my On the Horizon. I don't know if this one is still valid or not, but it was the first one that I could find that would work when the boss said I needed some grass at the bottom. So I grabbed this one. Let's grab this block here. Bears are on the other one. All right, so I grabbed this guy and my crumb cake. That's why I got crumb cake out. I grabbed my crumb cake ink. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ink up like part of the lower part of it. I don't want all these like big weedy things and stuff. So I'm going to try and mask it a little smidge. Let's get, because I kind of want to make sure that the bears are there, but I also want to get some ink around them. So I'm going to go like this for now. See what I get. Probably don't want to stamp on my card either, do I? Seeing who's watching. Who's talking to me in the background? No! Okay, so this is kind of what I'm trying to achieve here. It's just a little bit of like this stuff around them, underneath them. Let's see what I'm going to do some more. I just want, like, again, the bottom parts of it. Where'd you go? So kind of like that. Let's see if I can come down a little more. I don't want him to, I want it too much to look like he's floating on it, but that's going to have to be good for now, or I'll sit here and putz with it all night. So I'm going to glue these guys down to right here on the card. I didn't want to pop them up. You could pop them up, but I didn't want to pop them up because the other side is kind of with that fold on it, kind of sticks up on its own, and I didn't want to have too much more. All right, I'm going to be careful not to stick that whole bear down. We're going to come through here quick as I can and trim this tree out. Because I got, I'm gluing it on white, I'm not going to be too careful to make sure I get all the white pieces off. And because it's a very unconstructed tree, it also doesn't matter if I end up cutting some of it off. You can't really tell because he's already unconstructed and weirdly shaped and everything in between. Oh, and there it was the side of the paper, so let's just round that off to make it not look like the paper ended right there. Go up. Just cut these last little pieces off. Not the stem, Jill. Get the stem out of the scissors. Car outside right now. Sounds like the mailman. Maybe he's bringing my mini catalog. Right. We're calling that good. We're going to put a little bit of adhesive on the adhesive on the back of the tree. I'm going to glue him behind the baby bear like this. And then I got to get that grass just a little bit again. And I want to go this part over here. A little bit of ink on there. We're going to put that on his leg so we don't get too much that we don't want there. All right. You get the idea of what I'm trying to do there. And yes, I'm seeing that I need to kind of fill some in there because I got a space open. Got to make the whole ground muddy now. All right, that's good enough. This whole ground is dirt now. Got a little bit of scrub sticking up. Then we will just glue this baby to the inside. And now you can write over here. You can stamp another greeting over there. And I think now I'm with you, Debbie. Do not mass produce this card. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that hard. It's just I'm being putsy with it for the grass and the. You definitely don't have to get as much putzing going on in there. So there we go. And like I said, I didn't put dimensionals because see, it's pretty thick right there with all this stuff going on here. That's a pretty hefty thickness. So you might even decide to put a belly band. Belly band will keep it closed. That's a great idea, Jill. Why didn't you think of that earlier today while you were wondering how you're going to keep it shut? Well, let me tell you why I didn't think of that. No, I'm just teasing. I won't. All right. Now I've got to go to the front. I got to find my pieces of paper. I've pushed them around over here. So I've got a 3/4 inch by 5 1/4 inch pretty peacock. And 3 1/4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of the designer series paper. And I went with pretty peacock. You could just go with old olive. Old olive would look great. I was just trying to bring in some more colors. And now that I'm definitely messing with this, I think a belly band would be awesome. So when you guys go to mass produce these, Debbie, put a belly band on it and then post a picture so I could see what it looks like with the belly band.
because how cute would that be to, maybe I'll have to do and add it at the end. How cute would that be to have the belly band with the bear punched out on it? That'd be so cute. All right, so this is all I like did to the front. I just put these on there. Oh, I did put that trim on there again. So let's put another piece of trim. If you don't like the trim, you don't want to use the trim, you could also emboss that piece. That would be super cute to emboss that piece of pretty peacock there. Give it a whole nother dimension. Now, my resident creative director, he wanted me to get mountains. He wanted to see, because you know, you guys, I tell you all the time, he does not like just plain. No, everything has to have like texture on it. So he wasn't real fond of the inside that I just did with the little bears in the tree. He thought it needed more. So he wanted me to put mountains up here, where I could have got out the mountain set and put some faint mountains up there. I said, no, people are going to write there. That's fine. They don't need mountains, but that would be cute to give some more depth behind all this with the mountains, or, you know, brush some clouds or something back there behind. But I told him no. This was all I was putting you through tonight. This right here. All right, so now I just put on a happy birthday, and that's where he said, get rid of this, put it up and down happy birthday if you got one. But I just brought in my new favorite happy birthday, this little one from the Translucent Florals. It's just a good size. I like it. I did that in what do we want to call it? Pecan, but what did I do with the pecan pie? Do you see it in front of me, guys? Who sees it? Crumb cake. Oh, it's over here. Oh, in my instructions, when I post them, it'll say the green marker. I did not use the green marker because this particular tree had a stem on it. The tree in my sample, I had to draw a stem on. It did not have a stem. So now we're just going to cut this out to, I don't remember how small it went, but this particular piece, you know, is just whatever you happen to use for your greeting. You can cut accordingly. Little baby happy birthday. So we're going to go 1 1/4. I got a little tiny bit of green here. I'm going to glue it on. I didn't cut that very straight. I notice if I don't hold the trimmer, the plastic guard thing, hard enough, it moves the paper on me. Let's go. I glued it flat because there's enough, like I said, dimension. But maybe on the front you might want to glue it up or pop it up because it is the front. But I'll put it down here. Maybe I should put it in the middle this time. Down. I'm going to put it down at the bottom again. The other one doesn't have a bear on the front, but so there we are. There's our card for today. It stands up like so. And again, like I said, make a belly band to help keep it shut, because once they pull it out of the envelope, it's gonna this thickness here is gonna want to pop up. And make sure that your folds are all burnished real well. That will also help make sure that it stays down. Yeah, see, that even helped it right there a lot, stay. All right, so there you go, you guys. Let's let's remove this. And we're back. All right. Appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for next week. Who knows? I may pop on earlier. Trying to think if we got anything else going on. Shipping, cutoff for shipping. If you need Christmas time delivery, cutoff for shipping is the 8th of December. So get your orders in by then if you need it for Christmas gifts. And that's it. I got a craft show on the 9th, December 9th, Saturday, might be the 9th, in Vicksburg at the Vicksburg United Methodist Church. It's the Holiday in the Village. Events are going on all day. Debbie, my friend, will be at the indoor farmers market most likely. You can stop by and see her. At the Beefalo, M&M Beefalo. All kinds of stuff going on. And then you work your way to the church for the craft show. Then after the craft show, well, starting at 4, craft show will still be going to 5, noon to 5. They're going to have a French toast meal that you can purchase. And I think there's something fun about it. There's the guy like serving the French toast is, I don't know if he's like the hibachi people that flip the food up and stuff, but there's supposed to be something more than just a French toast meal. And then at 6 o'clock is the parade. So stop by the craft show and say hi. I should be at my booth. If not, Reed will be there because I'm also kind of like co-head of the craft show. So I could be out and about doing something. Anyway, I will talk to you all later. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your comments, likes, shares, everything. Thank you. I will talk to you next week. Bye, everybody.